Hello everyone, welcome back. In the previous video, we learned about concept and components of GST, and today I'm going to explain you features of GST. So let's start with the first point. Here first point is one tax. Here different taxes were subsumed under GST. There were various indirect tax laws functioning differently, not able to achieve the desired satisfaction. So many taxes created non-compliance, tax evasion, and also it was difficult for the government authorities to administer. GST is set to remove this multiplicity of taxes. Then the second point is tax collection on supply. Under GST, tax is collected on supply of goods and completion of services instead of tax collection on production or sales of goods or providing of services. Now the next point is the GST Council. The Council is a judicial body of the states and the center represented by the state finance ministers or taxation ministers and the finance minister of India. The key role of this council is to make recommendations on various provisions of GST laws to the state and the center. Now next point is GST rates. All GST rates are recommended by the GST Council. The GST proposes a four-tier rate structure. The tax slabs are fixed at 5%, 12%, 18%, and 28%, besides the 0% tax on essentials. Now next point is import and GST. Here, imports of goods and services are treated as interstate supply. Interstate supply, I have already explained it earlier. Now next point is input tax credit. It means every taxpayer, while paying taxes on output, may take credit for taxes paid earlier by the supplier on inputs. Now next point is tax distribution. The center and state will share GST tax revenues at 50-50 ratio except IGST. This means that if a service is taxed at 18%, then 9% will go to the center and the remaining 9% will go to the concerned state. Now next point is tax determination. All the tax rates on goods and services are determined on the basis of heads of goods and services. The GST Council has fitted over 1300 goods and 500 services under 4 tax slabs of 5%, 12%, 18% and 28% under GST. Then the next point is predetermined tax rate structure. Under GST, tax structure is predetermined for applicable tax rate. Now the next point is 5 GST Acts. In the context of GST, 5 acts are passed, that is the CGST Act, the SGST Act, the UTGST Act. In this act, provisions pertaining to Union territories, goods and services are covered. Then the fourth one is the IGST Act. The center will levy central GST, that is CGST, and the state will levy SGST on the supply of goods and services within a state. The center will levy IGST in the case of interstate supply of goods and services. Then the fifth is Goods and Service State Compensation Act, that is the GST Compensation Cess Act. This act is formed to compensate those states who are having loss of tax collection due to implementation of GST. Now the next point is uniformity. Here uniformity can be seen as GST law, rules, procedure, and tax of taxes are similar across the country. Now let us discuss the benefits of GST. There are several benefits of GST to trade and to consumers. First, let us see the benefits of GST to trade, where the first point is reduction in multiplicity of taxes. GST has brought together a number of indirect taxes under one umbrella. It integrated different tax lines such as central excise, service tax, sales tax, luxury tax, special additional duty of customs, etc. into one consolidated tax. It prevents multiple tax layers imposed on goods and services. Now the next point is mitigation of cascading or double taxation. Cascading tax is when tax is collected at each stage of the process till it is sold to the end consumer, thus resulting in double taxation. GST aims to follow a one nation, one tax policy with a single tax structure across the country, which will eliminate tax on tax being charged throughout the value chain. Now the next point is more efficient neutralization of taxes, especially for exports. Under GST, more efficient neutralization of taxes, especially for exports, can be seen, thereby making our products more competitive in the international market and give boost to Indian exports. There is no GST involved for exporters. In other words, there is zero rate of duty to exporters of goods and services. The GST paid for any movement of goods for the purpose of exports can be reimbursed. Now the next point is development of common national market. GST gave a boost to India's tax to gross domestic product ratio. That aids in promoting economic efficiency and sustainable long-term growth. It led to a uniform tax law among different sectors concerning indirect taxes. It facilitates in eliminating economic distortion and forms a national market. Now the next point is simpler tax regime. Earlier, the invoices were more detailed since taxes on goods and services were written separately for one transaction. With the introduction of GST, only one rate will be written. Earlier, the exemptions given by the center and the states being different, the final price would become different in different states. In the GST regime, exemptions are common between the center and the states, which will make the rates of duty same all over India. Now let us discuss the benefit of GST to consumers, where the first benefit to them is simpler tax system. The entry of GST into the economy has made the tracking of taxes easier than ever before. Since GST works on a computerized system, consumers can be fully aware of the amount they are paying in taxes for goods and services. Every time you purchase goods and services, you will be able to see the amount you paid in tax on the receipt. Now the next point is reduction in prices of goods and services due to elimination of cascading. Since GST is charged at all levels of the supply chain, a considerable difference can be found in the prices of the products. While consumer would have to pay separate taxes before, they now have to pay just one tax without having to worry about other taxes. a customer is able to avail the benefits of GST cost that will be lesser than VAT or service taxes. Now the next point is uniform prices throughout the country. Because of GST, a consumer is able to avail the product at the same price anywhere in the country. Now next point is transparency in taxation system. Trader could be wholesalers, retailers, importers and exporters, etc. One of the major advantages is the transparency that comes in GST. It makes the business transaction easy for traders as they have to pay GST for everything they purchase along the supply chain. Now, the last point is increase in employment opportunities. GST was launched with the motto of One Tax, One Nation. Common and accountable markets help attract foreign investment and promotes Indian products at an international platform. Attracting foreign investment will not only help Indian products and services reach a global platform, but also give a boost to the import and export industry. The more trade takes place, the better job opportunities are created. The unemployed of the country will get jobs and newer business will enter the market. The overall economic situation in the country will improve. So here our chapter number 3 is complete. I will be back soon with the new chapter. Till then, keep on learning. Thank you very much.